Right now at 6, the search is on for an inmate that escaped from the Ottawa County Jail. We'll have the latest on who they're looking for. Plus, breaking news as severe storms and tornadoes ravage eastern Missouri, Kentucky, Arkansas, Tennessee, and Illinois. We'll have the latest on search and rescue efforts. Also, we're heading to Neosho for the 34th annual Food Brigade. And we're staying in Neosho as the Marine Corps Toys for Tots program begins handing out toys to those in need.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thank you for joining us. We have a busy night of news this evening. We begin in Miami with an escaped inmate from the Ottawa County Jail. According to the Ottawa County Sheriff's Office, at around 1 a.m. Saturday, Charles Chuck Craig Chance escaped from the Ottawa County Jail. Chance was last seen wearing a white t-shirt and gray sweatpants. He's described as a white male, approximately 5'10", around 200 pounds, with brown hair and blue eyes. Authorities say he was last seen in the North Miami area. If you have any information on his location, you're urged to contact the Ottawa County Sheriff's Office at 918-542-2806 or Central Dispatch at 918-542-5585. We're following breaking news now out east following a major December tornado outbreak. Nearly 100 people have been killed following the significant outbreak of tornadoes east of our area. This is damage from Mayfield, Kentucky, which was hit the hardest by the storms. At least 50 of the dead are suspected to be from Mayfield. However, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear says that number is likely 70 to 100. Mayfield tornado started in Arkansas and traveled through 4 different states, and if confirmed, could be the longest track tornado on record. We have special coverage from our sister stations out east. We begin in Monette, Arkansas, where 1 person was killed and at least 5 hurt after a nursing home was destroyed Friday night during the tornado event. Bria Jones from our affiliate WREG filed this report.
We're now getting a better look at the damage and destruction at Monette Manor in Arkansas. Officials confirm at least 1 person was killed and 5 others were injured when the tornado hit. Now take a look behind me. You can see wheelchairs and hospital beds scattered across the parking lot. You can also see the windows and several cars are blown out and that parts of the roof have been ripped off and the building has even collapsed in some areas. From officials, again, we know that 1 person was killed in this storm and 5 others were injured here at the nursing home. The owner of the Monette Manor says more than 60 people were actually inside of the building when that storm hit. Now, from the owner of the nursing home, we've learned that those people have been taken to nearby area hospitals and nursing homes. Now reporting in Monette, Arkansas, I'm Bria Jones. Back to you.
2 people died after part of the Amazon warehouse collapsed in Edwardsville, Illinois when the storms rolled through last night. Julia Avery from our affiliate KMOV has that story.
It's a shocking and devastating scene here at this Amazon warehouse in Edwardsville, Illinois. Now that the sun is up, we're getting a clearer picture of the extent of these damages. Take a look here at the south side of this business. We're about 5 miles outside of the city of Edwardsville, Illinois. We now have it confirmed that at least 2 people have died here last night when this happened around 8:30 at night. The Edwardsville police chief says that there has been many challenges to move forward, just knowing how many people are missing right now. He said that Amazon does not have a set staff, so they are working with Amazon to get a list of names. Now, overnight, a bus was able to take some workers to a local police department to reunite people with their families, but there are still several obstacles this morning. Now the sun is up, but it is very windy. These crews are getting to work. The mayor of Edwardsville has requested more assistance from the governor. He says that it's going to be several days that this search is going to continue. As of right now, all we know is that there is at least 2 people confirmed dead, and that search is going to continue here in Edwardsville, Illinois. In Edwardsville, I'm Julia Avery.
The American Red Cross of Missouri and Arkansas is coordinating with local and state emergency management to assist communities hit by those devastating tornadoes overnight in Missouri and Arkansas. Red Cross has sent responders to affected communities in the greater St. Louis area, including Edwardsville, Illinois, and in St. Charles County, where homes were destroyed in Defiance, Missouri. Responders also provided assistance in Wright and Stone counties in Missouri, where homes were damaged, and are in the northeast Arkansas communities affected in Craighead County and surrounding areas. If you would like to help out, you can visit redcross.org. Of course, some of those storms hit our area, nothing quite like what they saw out there, but still a pretty intense situation for December.
Yeah, it's not all that unusual, but still not all that rare for the tornado outbreaks like that, Chris, to happen. As long as the setup's right, it can happen at any time in the year, but at least this time around, 7th and range line, we're quiet at 6:05 compared to the thunderstorms that were rolling through the city just 24 hours ago. Just look at all these storm reports dotting the map from southwestern Missouri all the way up into the St. Louis area. That's going to be our main focus here. In fact, we got off lucky compared to other neighbors off to the east. We had severe thunderstorm warnings around Dade County. We had hailstones ranging between quarters and up to 1 inches around Everton. That's about golf ball size hail. We did have a confirmed tornado pass near West Branson in northern Stone County. Haven't seen what the official survey is. We'll hopefully have a better answer tonight, if not tomorrow, when the survey crews complete their jobs. We've had a couple weak tornadoes touch down around Wellsville and Montgomery County, Missouri, northwest of St. Louis. And then it gets a little too close to home for me. We get, like you said, Chris, we had a couple of tornadoes, or one tornado rather, but a couple homes destroyed in Defiance, Missouri. And then we see that confirmed tornado report about the damage at the Amazon plant in Edwardsville. Keep in mind, not too far from downtown St. Louis. Quick look at where we are right now, though. We're mostly clear. We're dry for the night. We got nothing to worry about, but temperatures are jumping off fast. Upper 30s to near 40 degrees. Our westerly breeze will turn more southerly tonight. That means lows will only drop off into the lower 30s. We'll break down the rest of the week ahead and see if any more storm systems are on the way here in a bit, Chris.
All right, Nick, thank you. Well, back to local news. Today kicks off the 34th Annual Food Basket Brigade in Newton County. Volunteers started their day going door to door to collect non-perishable food items. Now, all the food collected was taken back to this building at the Newton County Fairgrounds, where volunteers sorted and inventoried all the groceries. Newton County Food Basket was established in 1987 to help families during the Christmas season. Organizers collect enough food for a Christmas dinner and nearly 2 weeks of essential food to distribute to families in need to get a little help through the holidays.
You don't realize how many volunteers, because everybody here is volunteer. All the food is donated. Money to buy food is all donated. So you realize, you sit back and you realize just how big of an operation it is, especially when we're providing food for close to 950 families this year, or at least that's what we're expecting to do.
Distribution of the food baskets will take place next Saturday at the larger building at the fairgrounds. Well, every year the Marine Corps Reserve collect toys for local families who may otherwise not have much of a Christmas to celebrate. It's something most are probably familiar with, Toys for Tots. And today marked the distribution of the toys collected for Newton and McDonald counties. Officials say they've accepted applications from more than 250 families, which will go to help nearly 700 children.
It's always rewarding. It's a busy time, but to know that we're helping so many children in need, it's a good thing.
Toys were distributed at the Monarch Southern Baptist Church in Neosho. Well, Santa and Mrs. Claus were both out and about in Carthage today to spread some holiday cheer to the VFW's Post members and their families. The kiddos and even adults had the opportunity for photos on Santa's lap. Attendees were also able to eat hot dogs, chips, and soda provided by the organization. It was all part of a way for the VFW to give back to their members and get them in the Christmas spirit. And we take this time now to honor one of our many four-state heroes. Staff Sergeant Billy Young served in the Air Force during Korea, his hometown, Joplin. We're proud to recognize Staff Sergeant Billy Young, tonight's four-state hero. Still ahead on the KOAM News at 6, a new study about alcohol and driving causing some concern. A troubling study about alcohol and driving, and a key agency greenlights booster shots for younger Americans. Bradley Blackburn has some of the week's top health stories.
The FDA authorized Pfizer booster shots this week for 16 and 17-year-olds. Boosters are already encouraged for everyone 18 and up. Public health officials are worried that people who were vaccinated last winter and spring now have weakened immunity, especially against the new Omicron variant. U.S. hospitals are now required to disclose prices, but a Johns Hopkins study finds that more than half of hospitals are not complying with the new law. Under the hospital price transparency rule, hospitals must provide clear pricing information online about their services. If they don't, they could face penalties of up to $2 million a year. And as many as half of old drinkers underestimate how drunk they are and risk driving above the legal limit. A new report published in the Harm Reduction Journal studied 90 young adults who consumed either beer or wine until they reached a breath alcohol concentration of 0.11. Researchers found as many as 53% of the students in their experiment who believed they had reached the legal limit had already passed the threshold to drive. Those are some of the week's top health stories. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Well, later in sports, today is the final day of the Carthage Invitational. Danny Terzer has the highlights.
Thankfully, we're quiet for tonight and for the next few days, but when are we going to get active again? We'll break down the week ahead when we come back. That cold front certainly lived up to its name as it plowed on through the other day. We had to deal with showers in the morning, showers and thunderstorms in the evening, and then behind it, quite quieter and certainly a lot cooler after we saw highs in the lower, if not mid-70s for some of you. But once that front plowed on through and the northwest wind kicked in, lower to middle 30s for this morning. And the best we can do, despite mostly sunny skies in general, highs around 47 degrees so far at Joplin Regional. So we have flipped the script once again. It felt like almost an early or late spring day the other day. Now it's pretty much back into December, which is, again, where we should be for this time of the year. But you can see how much quieter it's been today after we had that parade of rain and, unfortunately, nasty thunderstorms, especially off to the east. And just to make doubly sure, we're seeing mostly clear skies to get this evening started. And thankfully, absolutely nothing on this radar. Quite a different story compared to 24 hours ago when this was a soaked view from 7th and Range Line in Joplin. But quiet is the name of the game as we get this evening underway. 38 in Joplin, south wind at 6, not too terrible, but it's giving us a little bit of a wind chill at 33 degrees. But again, we are keeping quiet, and at least everybody's in the same ballpark with temperatures, mid-30s to about 40 degrees, not too terribly cold to start the evening out. But earlier today, we had that west wind at about 10, 15, maybe pushing near 20 at times. But look at the southerly wind eventually kicking back in. Even though the breeze is lightening up, that is a sign that we are going to see not much of a drop-off in temperatures tonight. We'll stay in the 30s for much of the evening, generally upper 20s to lower 30s. So cold for tonight, sure, but again, nothing to worry about here. We are dry across the entire four-state region, and we need it after what this cold front did the other night. This is going to be the setup for tomorrow and for Monday as well, while we get back briefly on the warmer side of the jet before some upper level energy out west starts to head our way. In the short term, all the quietness, we'll just keep at it. As we go throughout the course of the overnight and into Sunday morning, you can see how we drop back into the upper 20s, lower 30s. I think Joplin's drops out back to about 32 degrees. But look at how blue the skies will be for tomorrow. Sunny throughout the entire day. 50 by noon, and with that south wind kicking back into gear, though, we'll see highs across the region topping out around 55 degrees. Let's look at the rest of the week from the jet stream setup. We still look quiet for Monday as the jet continues to lift to the north. This will get us back into the 60s on Monday. A brief spell into the 70s again as we go through the middle of the week for some parts of it. But as one wave passes by during the middle of the week, that will bring in the shot for some rain, even some thunderstorms. But I want to keep an eye on Friday. It's looking a little bit interesting because what starts as rain and thunderstorms on Friday, depending on how fast the colder air gets here, maybe it could end with a little bit of rain, maybe with a little bit of snow by Saturday morning before we really drop the thermometer back down. But 55, beautiful day tomorrow, 62 Monday, 67 on Tuesday, 72 on Wednesday. But it stays active for much of next week, Chris, once we hit the middle of the week. At least we deserve, the entire region deserves a few quiet days, and that is exactly what we're going to get.
I'm looking forward to those quiet days. I'm not looking forward to that four-letter word you said for Saturday morning.
Cold?
Yeah, that one. We'll go with that one.
Okay.
That stuff. I don't like it, but we'll deal with it, and it's not that bad. It's where we should be, right? Nick, thank you so much. Turning sports, it's championship day at the Carthage Invitational.
Joplin is playing for the title against Ray-Pec. We'll have the latest on that one. Plus, Carthage meets West Plains, aiming for a third-place finish. Those highlights and more next. Today is the final day of the Carthage Invitational. Carthage fell to Ray-Pec by 2 points on Friday. That leaves them playing for third this afternoon. The Tigers aim to bounce back against West Plains. Hot start for Justin Ray, hits the three. Here he is again, sinks another from the top of the key. 13 points for Ray tonight. Then from the corner this time, Joel Pugh with the triple. He hits 5 in the game, leading the Tigers with 18 points. Silas Browning fakes, then puts it in, but the long-range shots keep falling. Max Templeman, this time Templeman also in double digits. Carthage tops West Plains 58-54. Webb City is 1-1 in the tournament so far, playing for 5th place this afternoon against Fort Smith Southside. Trey Rotes banks it in for 2. He gets 6 in the first quarter. Dante Washington fakes and puts it in. Then Caden Turner out to Landon Johnson, sinks the 3. It's neck and neck at half. Washington lays it in here, plus the foul. He finishes with 13. Cards have a 9-point lead after 3 quarters of play. The Mavericks, though, make it interesting down the stretch, but Turner hits a big 3 from the corner, 18 points for him. Cards up by 4. Then Washington to Isaiah Briscoe for 2. Webb City gets by Fort Smith Southside 54-48. In the championship game, the Joplin Eagles win it all in a thriller 42-39. We'll have the highlights right here at 10. The Kansas Jayhawks are back in action tonight after a lopsided win over UTEP in Kansas City earlier this week. Kansas aiming for their 4th straight in the border war against Mizzou. First half, Christian Brown lobs it to David McCormick for the dunk. Later, Brown in transition goes up for the one-handed jam himself. Next possession on the fast break, Brown skips it to DeJuan Harris for the lay-in. Kansas in control. Final seconds of the half. Ochai Agbaji knocks down the 3. Agbaji with a game-high 21 points. Second half, Christine hits the 3. Allen Fieldhouse goes crazy. The Jayhawks hit the century mark. Kansas dominates Missouri 102-65. Both Pitt State and Missouri Southern are on the road this evening. The Southern women are 2-0 in conference play and on a 4-game winning streak. Missouri Southern rolls by Rogers State 84-65. Lacey Stokes finishes with 18 points, 8 assists. Lane Skiles with 16 points and Haley Grant with 11. The Gorillas return from their road trip with 2 wins. Pittsburgh State beats Northeastern State 65-51 today. Sydney Crane drops 16 points, 6 rebounds. Tristan Gegg follows with 13 points. On the men's side, Missouri Southern stays perfect in conference play, topping Rogers State 67-53. Stan Scott with a big double-double, 26 points, 10 rebounds. As for the Gorillas, Pitt State loses their 3rd in a row, 59-42. We'll be right back.
Tonight on the KOAM News at 10, we'll have the latest as more details continue to come out from the deadly tornado outbreak just off to our east. Plus, we're heading to MSSU for their drive-through commencement ceremony. And a class at Frontenac High School brings in more than $2,000 in a fundraiser. Now they're giving back to the community. Hope you'll join us for those stories and a lot more tonight on the KOAM News at 10. And again, really chilly following that cold front. Thankfully here, we did not see anything like what they had to deal with out east, and it doesn't look like that's in our future.
Yeah, thankfully everyone's dry for tonight and tomorrow. That's the main takeaway for anybody that missed the forecast. We're looking beautiful tomorrow. Still chilly, but at least we'll go a little warmer. Highs are 55, 62 on Monday. And then we're going to get a little bit active again with rain, even some thunderstorm chances once we hit the middle of the week. But like you said, Chris, dry for the next few days, and we'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. Nick, thank you so much. And I'm looking at this rundown here, Danny. There's a lot of basketball. There's
Saturday.
Basketball going on.
Championship Saturday as well, so we'll have those highlights from Joplin's win at the Carthage Invitational at 10.
All right, guys, thank you so much. That is our time for now. Remember, for the latest news, weather, sports, anytime, anywhere, KOAMNewsNow.com or KOAM News Now app. Thanks for making us part of your night.